Hello everyone and welcome back to Classic Comics. So today I'm reviewing Future State Dark Detective number 3. This is again written by Mariko Tamaki with art by Dan Mora. So we start with this guy Carl Bennington, who is the owner of a company called Plexitech that's been supplying the magistrate with body armor, among other things. And he is found murdered in his home. Bruce suspects that the reason he was murdered is because his company was branching out into next-generation surveillance technology. And he was killed because the magistrate, he's supplying the stuff to the magistrate, but the magistrate doesn't want him selling it to anybody else, so they killed him, so they can kind of corner the market on it, or have it to themselves. Now, Bruce discovers that Gotham is actually, the skies of Gotham are full of these drones, these little micro surveillance drones that are too small for most people to notice. He decides to catch one of these drones and examine it, and he manages to catch one, but when he tampers with it, it's detected, and then some other, regular-sized drones hone in on him and attack him. He destroys one of them, but then there's another that targets him, but then someone stops that one, and he's wondering who it is, and he turns around, and of course he then comes face to face with the new Batman, Jace Fox. And you gotta love this 2-page spread that Mora has done here. The figures are well done, but particularly I just like the cityscape, and the background looks great. Good detail in the buildings, and the colors are really good in this too. Overall, Mora's artwork in this issue is really quite good. And anyway, the new Batman confronts Bruce and is like, "Who are you? What are you doing?" Bruce, and again, we got another kind of nice panel here where they're kind of face-to-face with each other. And Bruce just says, basically, let's just say I'm busy. What I'm doing is none of your business. And it's interesting to note that they portrayed Jace Fox as significantly bigger than Bruce. In real world terms, he'd be, 3 inches taller or something like that. Bruce is supposed to be 6'2". I think that's his official height, which would put Jace around like 6'5", something like that. But anyway, they just have this moment where they stare down at each other. There's really not much to it. The cover, which has Batman, the new Batman on the cover, is kind of misleading, but that's really nothing new for comics. But they just kind of stare each other down here, then they go their separate ways, and the new Batman tells Bruce, "Look, whoever you are, what you're doing is dangerous, you're going to get killed, just go home and stay there." And Bruce says, "Yeah, I pretty much invented that line," which I thought was funny. But he goes back to the place he's staying at now, and then he hacks into the drone he caught, and he gets into the network, and he discovers that, the city is full of these things, and they're in the skies, they're in office buildings, they're even inside people's homes, spying on them. And all the video footage is kept in a central location, a central server. He gets into that, and he finds video footage from one of these drones on the night that Bennington was killed, and he finds that there were some peacekeepers on Bennington's estate when he was killed. So, they did kill him. The magistrate killed this guy and took him out. And he figures it's the same reason that the peacekeepers tried to kill him and take him out, because they want him out of the way, because, again, much like with Plexitech, they're using Wayne technology, and they don't want anyone else having access to it. And here's the scene that really just killed this story for me, because I was liking this up to this point. I thought the revelation of the micro drones was good, connecting it to the attempt on his life was good. But then we get this scene. So he's staying in this building, and he's boarding with this guy named Noah. And Noah is this kind of conspiracy theory type guy. And he's convinced he's being spied on by aliens. And he's got some device up on the roof that he's using to try and find, alien signals or whatever. And his daughter is upset that he's doing this. And she scolds her father for doing it. And then she turns on Bruce and scolds him for not stopping the father from doing it. And then look at this face. Look at this face on Bruce. Bruce he looks like a kid that's been sent to the principal's office to be punished. I mean, he's looking at like, what did I do? I didn't, what? This is a guy that's fought the worst criminals in the world. He's literally fought demons. He's fought alien armies, but he's intimidated by this, middle-aged woman who's like giving him a tongue lashing. And then she lectures him some more about being lazy and not doing enough to help the world or something like that. So, yeah. Of course, we got to inject a little, intersectional feminism into this for no reason. This does nothing really for the plot. And this just really annoyed the hell out of me. But then Bruce thinks about, alien signals, and he wonders. So he goes up onto the roof and he kind of looks around the building and he actually finds some of these drones. And then he notices that they're following the daughter. And he figures, that's weird. Why are they following her? So then he actually tails her and discovers that she actually works for the magistrate. She works at magistrate headquarters. But still, he feels like that's an awful lot of surveillance for just a random employee. So he goes back to the building. And again, he kind of checks, this time he checks the sky above the building. And sure enough, there are several drones up over the building watching them. And he realizes that it's him. He's the one that's being watched. And the magistrate has detected his tampering with the drones. And I guess they've managed to locate him. And they're surveilling him. And he realizes that the magistrate is probably going to be coming for him soon. And it ends there. So overall, this story, I've gone back and forth on Tamaki's writing. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But the first issue felt kind of padded. The second one, there were a couple of plot twists I thought were a bit silly. I was liking this. I like this issue, except for this one page or so with the daughter, which is just ridiculous. So, yeah, just thumbs down on this one. Now, the backup is Grifter. And this continues from the story that was in the first issue. And, Grifter's just not a character I really care about all that much. The upshot of this is Grifter is helping Luke Fox escape from Gotham. Because, of course, Gotham is a police state now. You can't leave unless the magistrate lets you. So they went to the Huntress for help in getting him smuggled out. He offers Huntress some money. She agrees to get them out. Then a chase ensues as the cops are after them. And the upshot of it is it turns out that this whole thing is actually a sting operation. They set Grifter up. Luke Fox is working with the magistrate, working with the police. And they set Grifter up they used Grifter to help set up Huntress, because Huntress is who they're really after. They're not really after Grifter or Luke, they're after Huntress. And this was all to lure her out so she could be caught. And Fox, when Grifter realizes the truth, Fox gives him a chance to get away, says, look, you're not really important, you're not a part of this, you can go. But then Grifter instead, he helps Huntress escape, and then he gets arrested. So I have to admit the whole plot twist of Luke being part of a sting operation, it was good. I never saw that coming. But why? Why is he doing this? Why is he working with the magistrate? He appears in Next Batman, and there he doesn't seem to be involved with them in any way or even approve of them. So why is he here working with them in this way? Again, it's just the editors for these Future State books just aren't doing a good job of keeping things consistent. Characters are different from one book to the next, from one series to another. This really needs a good explanation, and we don't get one. Now, the art by Carmine Domenico, I think that's his name, is good. He depicts action well, and this story there's plenty of action, I'll say that. This is really just a long chase sequence with one action scene after another. It's not boring. But, yeah, why is Luke doing this? So, thumbs down on this one. It's not bad, but I just find that twist. I need more explanation, and we don't get one. There's potential here. with both of these, with the grifter and with the dark detective story. It's close to being good, but it just seems like every issue there's just like one thing or one detail or one facet of the story that just really undermines it for me. And and in this one, of course, there's just too much femsplaining for my taste. So it never quite gets there. So yeah, thumbs down on this. Let me know what you thought of this one in the comments, and please hit the like button before you go if you would. Also, please sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.